Hey there, space explorers. Ready to dive into some seriously strange and baffling stuff out there in the universe? We're talking full-on cosmic mysteries, the kind that make astronomers scratch their heads.
And these are just, theoretical what ifs. We're talking about actual observed phenomena that have scientists puzzled right now. It's pretty amazing when you think about how much we're still figuring out about space.
It really is.
Hmm.
Like take Planet Nine, for instance. Ever think about the possibility of a whole planet hidden in our own solar system, just lurking out there in the dark?
It's one of those things that sounds like pure science fiction, right? But there are these weird gravitational anomalies they found way out past Neptune. It's like something massive is tugging on things out there, messing with their orbits. And it's not something we can explain with what we currently know about how the solar system is structured.
So, like, imagine a cosmic game of billiards, but with planets getting knocked around by some invisible force. And the prime suspect just happens to be this hypothetical Planet Nine.
Exactly. And if it does exist, scientists think this Planet 9 could be 5, maybe even 10 times the mass of Earth. That's a pretty hefty neighbor we haven't met yet.
Lurking in the shadows.
It really makes you think about how we picture the outer solar system. It's always been considered this vast, empty, and icy place. Finding a planet the size of Planet 9 out there would totally change how we understand planet formation in those really distant and cold regions.
Like finding a missing piece to a giant puzzle, one that makes you rethink the whole picture.
That's a great way to put it. And speaking of putting things together, there's a lot of hope riding on the Vera Rubin Observatory. It's still being built down in Chile, but astronomers are excited because it might finally be powerful enough to actually see Planet 9 if it's out there.
It's going to be a nail biter, waiting for those observations.
But speaking of mind-blowing things in space, how about a runaway black hole? Those things are usually stuck at the center of galaxies, right? Not exactly known for wandering around.
You're right, black holes are usually associated with those galactic centers, pulling everything towards them with their massive gravity. But this runaway black hole, well, it's breaking all the rules, zipping through space, leaving a trail of stars in its wake.
I can't even imagine the kind of speeds we're talking about here. It really makes you question what we thought we knew about how black holes behave. It's unprecedented, really. The best guess right now is that this black hole got caught in a three-way gravitational dance with two other black holes.
Okay, hold on, I need to visualize this, a cosmic game of billiards, but with black holes.
Exactly. Picture this. Three supermassive black holes, each one millions or even billions of times heavier than our sun, all caught in this gravitational web orbiting each other.
Yeah.
And then, well, one of them gets kicked out hard.
Like a cosmic slingshot.
Exactly. That interaction, that gravitational energy exchange, would need to be incredibly powerful, enough to literally fling a black hole right out of its galaxy.
And we're not talking about some little black hole either. This thing is a monster. They think it's 20 million times the mass of the sun, dragging a trail of stars behind it for, get this, 200,000 light years.
Can you even imagine that distance? That's twice the size of our entire Milky Way. This discovery has really shaken things up. Astronomers are having to go back and rethink what they thought they knew about black holes and how they interact.
Makes you feel pretty small, right?
Oh,
But hey, speaking of mind-boggling scales, let's jump over what the James Webb Space Telescope's been seeing. They're calling them JMBOs, which stands for Jupiter Mass Binary Objects. Picture a cosmic game of marbles, but with planets.
so these rogue planets are fascinating on their own, right? They get booted out of their star systems and just drift through space alone. But what's got everyone buzzing about these JMBOs is that so many of them are in pairs.
It's not just finding a rogue planet. It's like finding two that are like holding hands drifting through space together. How does that even happen?
Exactly, that's the million-dollar question. It really challenges our understanding of how these rogue planets form in the first place. And then, for them to be gravitationally bound over such huge distances, there are a couple of main theories floating around.
Hit me with them.
Okay, so one idea is that they formed from a collapsing cloud of gas and dust. But instead of becoming a star, it fragmented and created these two huge planet-like objects instead.
So like siblings from birth drifting through the universe together.
Right. But the other theory is that these GEM-BOs were actually part of a star system once upon a time, but they got ejected somehow, maybe because of gravitational interactions with other big objects out there.
But wouldn't it be really rare for two planets to get kicked out of their system at the same time and stay together?
That's the thing. It really should be statistically improbable, which is why this discovery has astronomers so excited. It means there might be something else going on that we just don't fully understand yet.
I love how the universe keeps throwing curveballs like that. Okay, switching gears now to something a bit closer to home but still mysterious. The Fermi bubbles. You'd think we'd have our own galaxy's black hole all figured out, right?
Not quite.
The Fermi bubbles are these massive, invisible structures, and they're coming from the center of our Milky Way. It's wild. We only discovered them recently because they're not something you can just, see with your eyes. You need special telescopes that can detect gamma rays and X-rays to even know they're there.
So like giant space bubbles. But what are they made of? Hot gas? Kind of. They're filled with this incredibly hot gas and incredibly high energy particles, things called cosmic rays. And get this, these bubbles stretch out ridiculously far, like 25,000 light years above and below the disk of the Milky Way.
Hold on, I need to get my head around this.
Yeah,
A
sure.
quarter of the Milky Way's diameter. What could possibly make something that insanely huge?
So the best guess right now is that it was our own supermassive black hole, Sagittarius A asterisk. It probably had a major outburst millions of years ago.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. So even though black holes suck things in, they can also have these, cosmic burps.
You got it. It's not pretty, but sometimes black holes spit stuff out in these powerful jets, and when that happens, look out.
Man, that would be something to see. A black hole burp. Those ancestors of ours had no idea. It's almost poetic in a way.
Yeah.
These huge structures, these cosmic events, they remind us that even over millions and billions of years, the universe is always changing, always in motion.
And while the Fermi bubbles tell us a story about our galaxy's past, this whole cosmic question mark thing, that's got astronomers looking to the future, wondering what we'll learn.
Totally. We can't finish this deep dive without talking more about that bizarre question mark-shaped object just hanging out in deep space. It's like the universe is challenging us directly.
Oh, astronomers are obsessed with it, believe me. The problem is, it's so new. We're still in the very early stages of trying to figure out what we're even looking at.
It's like intercepting a message from across the universe, but not having the right decoder ring yet. We talked about it maybe being a really distant galaxy or even two galaxies merging. What else could it be? Any other theories starting to form?
It's too soon to say for sure. That shape is so weird. I mean, hence the name, right? And it being so red, that tells us it's old, ancient. That light has been traveling for billions of years to reach us. But for now, it's still a big, fat, cosmic question mark.
And isn't that kind of amazing, though? For all we do know, for all the incredible things we've discovered, there's still so much we don't know about the universe. There's a beauty in that mystery.
That's what drives science, that curiosity, that acceptance, that we're just scratching the surface. It's about asking the questions, even if you don't know the answer yet. It's about being open to the possibility that we might be completely wrong about everything.
Love that. All right, as we wrap up this deep dive, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling that sense of awe again. Thinking about everything from that potential planet 9 lurking in our own solar system to those rogue planets wandering through interstellar space.
And then there's that runaway black hole, the Fermi bubbles, and to top it all off, a cosmic question mark. Just another day at the office for the universe, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And each one of those discoveries reminds us to stay curious, to keep asking questions, to never take what we think we know for granted. There's always more to learn. So, next time you look up the night sky, remember, there are countless mysteries hidden up there, just waiting to be discovered. Maybe one of you listening will be the one to do it. Until next time, keep exploring.